Welcome to Mic'd and Medicated. We are so happy to be on the couch. And today, Caroline and I are joined by Flavia.
I'm going to say her name because you Americans always butcher the French.
I was afraid because before we started, I was practicing the last name. So please, Caroline.
First of all, Eva, I want you to say her name first so everybody can then hear me say it correctly.
Flavia Masson.
Yes, that's
Oh,
very
that was good. I wanted you to say
my name's been butchered my whole life.
Flavia Masson.
Yes,
That was
perfect.
a little better.
That was
better than Eva.
Actually, I don't know if you know this, Caroline, but I took French in school.
I would have no idea.
I studied in France in college, but I did have many a French person stop me on the street and yell at me that I was butchering their language because I'm tone deaf. But oui, je parle français.
Ooh, oui. It's like my dad who's from Long Island and fluent. No one can believe that because he's like not as sophisticated, but he'll be like, "Mi accent c'est très mignon." Like, my accent is very cute, but sometimes it's really butchered where they actually think it's the wrong word. Je m'appelle la. Sorry.
Je m'appelle Eva. Okay, so we digress, but we are so thrilled to have Flavia here. And I do want to let you introduce yourself, but I have to say, so this is the first time I'm meeting you face to face, but we've been emailing. And hands down, the best introduction ever. And I want to quote you when you were kind of sharing who you are. I'm the real life mashup of several TV film heroines. Mrs. Maisel meets Emily in Paris with a dash of The Devil Wears Prada and a splash of Sex in the City / Nobody Wants This. And I just think that is brilliant.
I think it's actually very accurate as someone who knows her. That's pretty accurate.
It is. I did stand-up comedy. I worked in fashion. I lived in Paris. I converted to Judaism. I've done all these things that have been featured in. I feel like sometimes I'm living a TV show or a movie.
Well, because you're so interesting.
Amazing.
I mean, you're like the protagonist in every.
I recognize myself in a lot of these characters on TV and on film.
Well, that's amazing. So I feel like I haven't seen someone as fucked up as me. Like that. I don't relate to anybody except for maybe Susie.
Well, we're going to work on that. Oh, Susie.
I told you I do a good
You are Susie.
Larry, you fucking four-eyed fuck. What are you doing, Jeff, you fat fuck?
That is such a good Susie.
That's Susie, right? What did you do? You gave my daughter alcohol? She's 7. Yes, Susie, I didn't realize it. What, you known her your whole life? You forgot who she was? You fucking four-eyed fuck.
Oh my God, you're so good.
Yeah, that's my good one.
Best Susie husband.
I think that's because I am her.
She's your spirit animal.
Well, that's actually how I want to talk to everybody. Shut the fuck up.
I wish I could talk to a lot of people like that too.
You fucking retard.
That's how I feel when I'm in Italy. When I'm in Venice, I want it. I do that inner like rude New Yorker comes out of me. But when I'm outside of New York.
Do you speak Italian rudely or New York?
No, in English.
Sorry,
English. Once I was on the bridge, like there's so many tourists, you can't move.
Well, I mean, it is Venezia.
Yes. But when I was in such a bad mood because they slow you down. They block you from getting from point A to point B. And this one guy was taking selfies on the bridge. And I just
Did you push him?
No, but I said, like, what did I say? I just
move over, you American fuck.
Yeah, I just said move over. No, this is what I said. Get out of my way.
Oh, I love it.
Out of my way. And then he turned around and I thought maybe he was Italian or something. And he was like, out of my fucking way. And then I smiled. I was like, oh, a New Yorker.
I love it.
I was like, New York is like, yeah.
It's so true. Like, actually,
that's awesome.
No, it's funny. I was when we were talking about this theme of the episode today, which was humor as armor.
Yes.
Because really, honestly, comedy is a survival instinct for many of us, especially Jews, but now you're a convert. So welcome to the tribe that needs to use that as their defense mechanism. And you said you were inspired by Eddie Murphy's Raw.
Yes.
And I was watching the documentary on him last night and he moved to LA and he was talking about how he misses people just being like, fucking fuck you, move over.
Yeah.
Like there's just none of that in LA. It'd be like, oh, I'm on the spirit. I feel like the spirit plane is coming here. And, and he's like, you don't hear that fucking shit in New York. No one's doing that fucking
so
shit.
True.
It's just sorry. That was
I
really
love
random.
that about New York.
It's same.
It has texture.
People in New York have no time to waste. They just tell it like it is. And I love that. In LA, everything is so amazing.
LA people
And-
are really dumb, actually.
But it's that irony of New Yorkers are so blunt, yet they're also the most warm in a lot of ways.
Yes.
It is
Because it's
so
real,
true.
it's genuine.
You can have a conversation with New Yorkers and it'll be, I love talking to people.
Me too.
Well, that's how you get stories. I mean,
That's how you do comedy, because you have to have experience.
wherever I go in any city, I love talking to cab drivers because that's where you get all the information of what's going on.
I will say I've definitely slowed my roll in New York with just based on my own politics with talking to the cab drivers.
Mhm.
But my husband's like, shut the fuck up, we're gonna get killed. But I was in Miami, and like those cab drivers are awesome, and they tell you everything. Honestly, they really do. They tell you what's going on, the traffic. They tell you. Some of them are Jewish. You don't find a lot of Jewish cab drivers here anymore.
Well, also it's really weird. Like when you go to another city, cab drivers are usually
Actually, this was an Uber driver. They don't really have cabs.
or
anymore.
Ubers. Like when you go to another city, the people driving, whether it's Uber, Lyft, a cab, they tend to be college graduates, and they sort of
Think about this, Eva. What's going to come out of that mouth?
No, but I don't mean it as like a plus, but they're like
You mean they speak English?
yes,
Yeah.
they converse differently, whereas it's rare to get into a cab in Manhattan.
Or how about rare to get into a cab that smells?
I was just going to
decent?
say that,
Like-
but I didn't. But it is a very there is a curry smell sometimes in many cabs. It's not, and I do notice in other places the Ubers are so nice, and I don't know if it's because
Right, they treat it like their own car.
no, but they're just nicer cars, and I don't know if it's just because my husband's cheap and I am always getting into an Uber X with one hubcap missing, you know. But here, like in New York, I'm like, oh great, there's a seatbelt, you know. But like in Miami, it was like every car was like a Cadillac Escalade. I was like, this is, I
Wow.
feel like a rapper here. New York, I feel like
that
I'm
could
like
be
in,
a Miami thing, but I hear you. I feel like whenever we travel, we're a family of 5 and we all have
Wow.
luggage, and we get downstairs and the Uber shows up and he's like, I can only take 4. And I'm like, Doug, why'd you order the
because
small
he's cheap.
Uber?
My husband does the same shit.
Like he thinks we're just gonna smush
See,
in.
that is the benefit for you, Flavia, of not having married a Jewish man. Because Jewish men just, and both of our husbands actually look British and think Yiddish, obviously, because they just, I don't know if it's they're attracted to getting yelled at by us. Like they almost crave it.
Uh-huh.
Like they know we're going to say to them, why would you get that Uber? We're already late. You know, we're not going to fit in the Prius,
But
you know?
this is where Jews and Italians are very much alike. You know, it's
Oh.
very passionate.
Ta-
very-
hand
Yes.
motions.
a lot of gesticulating and a lot of complaining.
That's true. And a lot of using
complaining
food.
as an art form.
That's the difference between like WASP and everyone else, right?
Well, wasps tend to keep their feelings.
They don't care so
In.
much about food.
They drink. You go to a
Yeah.
waspy wedding, it's like no one's at the food.
Pretzels.
Yes.
All bars. The bar, you
Yes.
cannot get a drink. That's why I like going to Jewish events, because I'm a lush and I like tequila.
But-
And there's no line.
Well, in any situation, social situation where Italians are involved, it's all about the food. Food and wine.
And wine. See, Jews, it's not enough. Jews should benefit on alcohol should be used more, I find, in the Jewish culture. I think they would complain less. Like when I, no, but honestly, when I go to dinner with my parents and my kids, and we all are like, Jeremy, my husband, is the only one who somehow is unmedicated and doesn't need alcohol as like a soother, you know? And
A social lubricant.
no, I do not. Let me tell you, I need no lubrication to be social. Okay. I might not like it, but I can talk to anybody. It's just for my
This
inside
is a Capricorn
voices.
trait, by the way.
Right. You're a Capricorn also.
Yes. Yes.
It's true because we're actually
We're
introverts.
introverts,
Mhm.
but no one would ever imagine.
We get drained by people. Like
Yes.
after this podcast, you're gonna be, oh my God. Like you're gonna like literally feel depleted, right?
Probably.
But my husband is an extrovert, so he gets energy from other people.
It's funny. I don't think of Jeremy as an extrovert.
Because it's the opposite. He's not as outgoing, but he's getting energy from other people. What I was going to
My
say is,
husband's like that too.
yeah, because it's like we can't both. So he likes big group
He
dinners. He loves
loves
traveling
being
with
around
people.
people.
It's funny, Doug's
I
like
hate
that
people.
too.
Me too.
Oh my God.
I fucking hate people.
Doug always asks, should we invite another couple to dinner? Or
Why?
should we go on vacations with families, and I'm always,
Why would I want to do
feel
that?
a little hurt. Like, am I not enough?
Oh my God. All
I
the time.
love people. I really do. I just don't love being around them very often.
Wait, I think I'm Capricorn. I feel that way too.
No, you're an introvert, but
Is Aries like that?
I also get offended when my husband's like, do you want to like do something with these people? I'm like, you haven't seen me in a month. Like, have an alone date with me. Like, do you want to do that? He's like, I see you every day. I'm like, seeing me is not like seeing me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't have to put an effort with him.
Yes.
I want you to see me. I want to be seen.
Yeah.
That's
I
like
love
a real thing now.
one-on-one situations, or like small group, like where you can actually have a real conversation at a cocktail party or a big bar where everyone's standing.
Is there nothing worse than a cocktail party?
Hate that. Like, and then you have a plate in your hand with like two little things to know, and a drink in the other hand, and someone starts talking to you
And a clutch.
and you're like, what? Like, and it's so awkward. You're just standing there. Like,
you know
not
what's really
sure
hard
what
though?
to
Have you
do.
ever been, I feel like because I am, and you're like, we're both like this, we're very magnetic in a sense.
Mhm.
Sometimes like the worst person will want to talk to me. And I'm like, I can't get out of this faster. Like, I have nothing to do. You would just talk to them.
Yeah, well, no,
I just walk away now.
I feel the way you both do. I hate small talk. I hate those
Yeah.
kinds of settings. However, I have found that I just go deep. So after a party, Doug will be like, "Who'd you talk to?" And I'll say Caroline, and I'll be like, "Who else?" I'm like, "That's it." Whereas
It's
Doug
true.
has worked the room and talked to a lot of people, so I don't mind. I just want to go deep with somebody and start talking.
I
about
have a
things.
social tactic. So if I'm in a social setting that I don't want to be in, and I don't want to talk to someone, I will begin talking about supernatural activities and supernatural phenomena, and
like pretend you're from LA. That's how you act.
and then I'll talk about aliens, ghosts, whatever. And most people will say, I'm gonna go to the bar, or I'll be right back, and then they disappear. But
you like, I
people
made
who
you
stick
ghost
around for that conversation are people worth knowing.
I love that.
Interesting.
Because it shows an open mind, and also it's
I
a
do believe
fun
in ghosts, by the way.
conversation. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I do. I believe in energy. We're old souls.
Yeah.
You are too. My husband, you know what I was just thinking? Maybe you're newer, a little newer than me. I've been around a long time. I'm getting achy and tired.
So you've had all of these experiences.
Yeah.
We all kind of share this appreciation for humor. Was
What's
that
the point if you can't laugh?
when you did stand up, and then like how did that go, and like why aren't you today, Eddie Murphy, the female version? Like, where did you kind of decide that you were going to
She might be the Eddie Murphy female in Italian in Italy.
And you took a left turn, because I think of fashion as the opposite of comedy, almost like where everyone takes themselves very seriously.
I actually think comedy
Yes.
is a huge art, by the way. But yeah,
It is
I
an
think
art, for
comedy is
sure.
the highest art form.
I agree.
Comedy is truth plus time.
Ooh.
You're telling the truth, and it takes courage to do that. And that's why I think comedy, it requires intelligence. If you don't have a sense of humor, you are not intelligent, period, in my opinion. And
I agree. I don't like it.
What's the plus time part? I love this.
truth plus time. So it's all about, so timing could be the delivery, or you say something.
It's a timing. You have to wait for the
it's
laugh.
it's about
how
the
you
timing.
deliver it.
Truth plus time.
I thought you were
that.
getting all supernatural, and you were like trying to hint to us that this was
Watch
not
me
working. This
levitate.
podcast.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna levitate now. No.
Right? That's what I was like. Oh shit! Is she trying to get out of this podcast? She's getting all supernatural here.
No.
Truth plus
No.
time.
Comedy is at its best. It's a form of truth telling, and it takes courage to tell the truth and
To see the
comedy-
truth.
Yes. And I think actually in a world where people are afraid, if you can't take a joke, then you can't handle the truth.
That is so
I
well
love that.
said.
I know, and I feel like talking about comedy is armor. I feel like we need it now to like fight against the woke. It's like,
Oh
for
my
God's sakes, they took away beauty. They're not taking away my comedy. Like,
Well,
if I have to
think-
look at your hairy pits, I will make fun of you.
I think that PC culture definitely is a big antagonist for comedy. For
It's
comedians.
a war on comedy.
So how do you explain that the kind of center of gravity for the wokeness to be in the arts? Like when you think about Hollywood.
It's not in comedy.
So like but I'm saying it's an interesting thing to think about, that you would have thought that everyone who's in the arts would reject woke because it is, as you all are saying.
You would think.
That's an excellent point, Eva.
I think a lot of them do, but they are afraid of going against the tide.
But isn't that what a comedian does in a way? Like, I feel like you want to do that.
I think that in its essence, comedy is very much also about challenging the status quo. I mean, that's what, and bringing it back to Judaism, they used, that humor was used to explore religious law in the Talmud.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense, because we really are all so fucked up if we didn't laugh. I mean, you know what they say to a Jewish woman? Just ask them, is anything okay? Because it's never okay. Is any Jewish woman ever okay?
That's so funny. I'm going to tell my husband from now on to ask me, is anything okay?
No, nothing's okay.
Is anything okay?
That's why I circle back to my alcohol thing. It's like, I think Jewish people should embrace tequila and more, because then they just complain about getting fat because they're eating their feelings. Tequila would make them a lot more fun and a little less, like, if you're fetching that you're cold, to have a little tequila, you warm up. Your bagel, your bread is not going to warm you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But just going back to the truth thing, because I was listening to Jerry Seinfeld and he said something that I thought was, I hadn't thought about it, and it just made so much sense to me. He said it's observing the everyday that everyone feels and thinks, but thinks they're the only one thinking about. So he gave the example when you're in the shower and you're washing your hair, and then you like put the hair on the side of the wall and then you like come in, you're like taking a cup to try and get the hair to, drip down back into the drain. But it's finding those moments where everyone thinks this is only happening to me, or I'm the only one feeling this, and then spotlighting it that it's human nature.
Well, yes. But
it's like coming out of the bathroom without a towel, and there's no towels. You're like, fuck.
There's humor in everything in everyday life, and a comedian basically is like a sort of a detective, like finding the humor in every moment, in everything.
We're like anthropologists.
Yeah, you're right.
We're like a social anthropologist. I look at people and I'm always like,
you're observing and you're figuring out, how is this funny, or where's the humor in that, or how do you make, like, that has potential to be funny. But I think it's so important to laugh, and I think there's nothing greater than humor. And I think that hell is probably a place where you're not allowed to laugh. And that's why I really don't like the whole PC nonsense, because
they're all going to be in hell, by the way.
You can't laugh. If you can't handle a joke, if you're offended easily, then
you can't even say master bedroom. Right? Like, to these people. Like, can I ask you a question? There's nothing funny. There's nothing more funny to me than actually the group of woke people. Okay? I just find them the biggest oxymoronic morons, like like gays for Gaza, turkeys for Thanksgiving. It's like, I don't understand how you can have a vagina, but you could be a he, they. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? What is that? Like, that is fucking funny. Are you just giving me jokes?
It's
like,
funny.
And they're the most offended people.
Yes.
Which is insane, because you know why? They know it's delusional. It's like, we're trying to make, I feel like the misfits used to, if you were a misfit, well, I would never felt like I fit in, but I'm not a he, they misfit. But if you're a misfit, you kind of like tried to figure out how to assimilate into society. And now it's like society is trying to bend to like accommodate the misfits.
Or if you're a misfit, you use humor as a tool. That's how I started. That's really, I turned to comedy because I was a misfit. I was a weirdo in school. And
you're so not weird.
So
you're great. I was fat. I was a chubby kid. That's why I was funny
too.
Yeah. See, chubby kids have the best personality.
I was the slowest runner. I was always picked last in gym. And, you either get broken by being made fun of, or you develop a sense of humor. And that's how I earned respect.
You know what sucks for all the people for Ozempic now? All the skinny bitches who were never fat or never ugly or never had acne and just skinny was their thing. They have nothing now.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you say that, because when I think about comedy as armor, it's it usually is that somebody developed a self-defense mechanism by deflecting and being funny.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. Like, who are going to be the future comedians if everyone can grow up beautiful and perfect?
Kids can't take Ozempic, so we're okay.
There's still going to be misfits. But wait, so going back to what you said, Flavia, you grew up with an Italian father, a
French father.
French father, Italian mother.
but you grew up in New York City.
Born and raised in New York.
And then you started doing stand up and your mom confronted you and like
In high school. Yeah.
But you still continued.
And then I went off to college and studied film and then moved to LA and worked in film.
You in LA is actually
And
so funny.
I hated LA. I mean,
Can you drive?
No.
Yeah, I knew. I had a
still
feeling.
don't know how to drive.
I knew she couldn't drive.
I'm
I
a
could
real
feel
How
it.
do
New
you
Yorker.
live in LA and not drive?
She Ubered.
No, at
No,
the
Uber
time
didn't exist.
It didn't exist. At the time I did get my driver's license, which has
Okay.
expired since, and I never renewed it. And just to get my driver's license, that was miraculous. I mean, I failed the test so many times.
Me too. I drove on the wrong side of the road.
I still can't park to save my life. I mean, I
Parallel parking.
You
went
won't need to.
through-
You're going to
I
leapfrog
went
to
through
the future.
so many cars. I went through so
Oh my
many
God.
cars.
Yeah, no. You in LA is like bizarre.
No, and at the time there was no GPS. I was using MapQuest.
Oh, that's
You had
the
to
worst. You print it out.
Yes. And
What's
then,
wrong with MapQuest? I feel like I still use MapQuest.
No, but it was
No.
so nerve wracking.
It
Like
was a printout.
if you're not a good driver, you're not at ease driving, and you have the printout in the front seat.
It's a
and you're, like,
recipe for a disaster.
looking at it and then trying to figure out where you're going, and you're
Also,
not
I'm not
familiar with the
good.
place.
Are you a lefty?
No.
Okay, but I feel like the three of us are like this. Like when Eva gives directions, she's like, "Go to Central Park. You're gonna see a tree. And make a left at the tree, and there's another tree." You know, but that wouldn't work for me if it was better landmarks. Like I can't. Like MapQuest will be like in 1.2 miles, make a left at and then like in 4 feet and 2 feet, and I can't do that. It has to be like at the Starbucks, make a left. Like
Well,
I'm visual.
Right.
Yeah, me
so
too.
that's why
That's what I
like
meant.
to
We're all
have
visual.
it where
Right.
the
Your
blue
tree thing was
line-
hard.
No,
At the part.
I'm terrible at directions and I have a terrible sense of place. So yeah, no. So wait, then how did the conversion to Judaism come about?
Well, I was in a relationship with a Jewish man, and
In LA.
no, this was he was my boyfriend while I was in college. He was older than me, so he was not a college student, and we were planning to be married, and it meant a lot to him that I would convert. He said, "You're gonna have to convert," and so, but it wasn't like forced upon me.
Right. And had you thought about it before and had never really crossed your mind?
No, it hadn't crossed my mind. But you know what? I growing up in New York, I felt like I
basically
was
Jewish.
halfway there. So, yeah, and
Not anymore.
no, but even in high school, I was one of maybe 5 non-Jewish students in my class. Like,
Oh wow.
yeah, I mean, and I was the honorary Jew always.
Right.
But no, and I gave it some thought, and I thought, you know what? Why? Like, it just seemed like it didn't seem like a crazy thing to do to me. And my parents were supportive. They were, as long as I wasn't joining some crazy freakish cult.
Right.
like,
As
it
long as
was
you weren't
fine.
becoming a Mormon.
Don't be
they were
a
okay.
comedian, but a Jew, sure.
Right.
The irony.
I mean, it's true. That is pretty funny.
And it was a long. I mean, I feel
Isn't
like
it
I
like a
got my
1
master's.
year?
It was 2 years of.
You
my
probably know more about
2
Judaism
years.
than we do, for sure.
I was about to say,
I
was
still
it like
remember some of my prayers?
was it like Charlotte on Sex and the City? Did they
Yeah.
keep saying no?
Yes,
no,
at
no?
first there were no like I. It's not like I got rejected, but I remember like inquiring, emailing, and getting no response,
To who?
and then to the synagogue,
What was easier, converting or getting your license?
converting.
Okay. Sorry. That's pretty. I imagine
That
that's.
says a lot about driving.
No, for her, I knew that.
driving
I'm
for me
teasing.
is
I'm
is
teasing.
such a nerve wracking thing. I mean, the world is a safer place without me behind a wheel.
Yeah, I'm not.
But then
great at
how
it.
do you drive now that you live in
She lives in Venice.
I live in
Venice.
Venice.
There's
which
boats,
is
bitch.
One
But-
of the reasons why I love Venice. I don't have to deal
I
with
just
driving.
think of
Actually, I love this because we just mentioned boats, and I was thinking about. I was picturing, you pushing the gondola, but when I watched Eddie Murphy, because again, bringing it back, I love this quote because I feel like you're getting better at it, but we're all very intuitive. And
Yeah.
he said to me, "I don't force." Sorry, he didn't say it to me. I wish Eddie Murphy said this to me. He said this to the camera crew who filmed it, and then I watched it on Netflix. I don't force anything. It's not a rowboat. It's a sailboat. I'm not trying to be or trying to get to. I just am.
Yeah.
That kind of embodies you, I feel.
Thank you.
Sorry, that was a little weird.
I could
but
see that too. Yeah.
I just am for sure. I mean, you
in a good way.
is
You're
there-
not just like hanging out on the street like I'm
But
just
no,
saying.
but it's
I
the
agree
idea
with
that
him. You can't force anything in life. Otherwise, if you force it, it's not natural. And things that are not natural, you can just tell when something is not. It just doesn't flow.
Right.
So this is a lesson that it took me a long time to learn, but I think the reason that Eddie Murphy quote is so good is I always thought life was about setting a direction and then rowing your hardest, diligently, never stop, like strength train.
Right.
And I've come to really believe and trust the universe that you get what you need. And even if you force it, something else will happen and eventually you'll be where you need to be. So if you stop forcing and you just are, I do think like things, if you're open to the opportunity and you're
absolutely, but you have to work for it too. Things do happen if you show up for them, I think.
Right.
You have to show up. You have to do the work.
But you can't make the wrong thing happen, I guess.
No, if it's not meant to be, you can't
The
force
universe's rejection is the universe's protection.
Yes, I love that.
Ooh, I like that.
I just saw low battery, so I'm going to plug this bitch in.
Okay.
Keep talking.
Okay, so you finally convert, and were you converted by the time you broke up with that boyfriend, or
no? We broke up. So the relationship didn't last, but the conversion did.
It's just
but it's funny because it was it was a strange time in my life. I was very young. I was 22.
Oh wow,
and
yeah.
When by the time I finished converting, I was 22, and
because that's sort of a step you take when you're about to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a big ask.
You're an old soul. You're like me. Like at 22, you were older than you are
maybe
now.
I was 23 when I finished the conversion.
Okay.
I was in my early 20s, and my mother was diagnosed with cancer, so she was going through chemotherapy. I had recently left LA. I had a job that I loved in LA, and then when my mom got sick, I was like, you know what? Like, it wasn't even a question for me. I just knew I had to be in New York. I wanted to be close to her, and I helped her. I was running her jewelry business, and at the same time, I was going through this conversion process.
You're really getting Jewish jewelry, dealing with medical shit, and
By the way,
and
there was a recession going on.
Right, I remember that.
And so people were feeling very guilty about buying luxury. It's not that they couldn't afford it anymore. They just felt so guilty. And so I was like, you know what? We got to figure something out. And so we created this diffusion line of costume jewelry that I started selling on QVC.
Oh my God, you would be so good at that.
All like during the conversion process, etc. And I'm figuring out my life. I feel like my life is like blowing up in my face. I don't like, I had everything figured out. Like I went to film school, I went to work in the industry in LA, and then suddenly, life took a different turn that I was completely unprepared for. But you roll with the punches. And sorry, I went off on a tangent with QVC because I saw Joan Rivers.
Oh my God.
In the green room at the QVC studio.
Another comedic idol.
And she is my idol.
Yeah, she's fucking amazing.
I've always been a huge fan of hers. I adore her. I've read her books, and I think she's the greatest comedian of all time, really.
I do think she's a genius.
And I think anyone pales in comparison. No one compares to her. And I see her, and I just couldn't help myself. And I said, and it was 2 a.m, by the way, because that's the best time to be on QVC.
People are high or drunk buying shit.
People are at home, and that's when the most shopping takes place, is between 2 and 4 a.m. At least at the time, that's what it was. And I saw her, and
it's amazing.
And
I'm picturing everyone in bed with their remote control.
They're probably like, I need that bra.
And I saw her, and I said, I just want to say what a big fan I am. And I said, by the way, I'm also a comedian, and I also sell jewelry. And she said, comedy and jewelry. What more could a woman want?
I love
And-
that.
Oh my God, we need to have that
But,
made into a sign for you.
She said, "Is there anything better?" I mean, I can't imitate her voice. But
She's so brilliant. I actually got to see her live once.
me
and,
too.
You did?
Yeah.
It was at a party and I'm sure you saw it. So at the stage, she would have
Yes.
the flashcards.
Yes.
So she was like famous for having a Rolodex of flashcards, or her jokes. She would write them on a flashcard and put them in like a librarian. And so she had them all lie down, and she said something that was so like, I wonder if I feel like I have to say this joke. It's really bad, but I'm going to say it.
Do it.
She's like, my vagina is so old. It has a separate entrance for black cock. I mean, is that the best joke you've ever heard?
That is such a Joan Rivers thing to say.
I was like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever heard.
So anyway, so then but stand-up comedy, that's really when I started doing it, was in the midst of all this.
It's therapy for you.
Things were getting really heavy, and I just felt like I needed an outlet, and I needed something that was my own. And one night, to just blow some steam off, I went to Caroline's on Broadway, and I saw Susie Essman perform. And she,
No fucking way you did.
yeah, she owned the room. She owned the room. And I was blown away by the power and command that she had over the audience. And I was like, wow. I was like, I want to do that. And I called Caroline's the next day, and I said, do you take young talent? Do you take new talent? And they said, yeah, we do. We do have basically amateur nights. And so, and I had to audition. And it all started, and I guess I had beginner's luck, and
No,
then,
you're funny. You're not beginner's luck. You're good.
And then I just started doing shows across the whole city. But so during the day, I was catering to these Park Avenue ladies
Buying jewelry,
and then by
in the
night,
midst of a recession, secretively buying jewelry.
and then by night, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then by night, I was performing in different comedy clubs.
It's so fun though.
And you probably got so much good material from your day job for your night job.
Oh, so much.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And
Rich women
I
are
never
really miserable.
stopped doing comedy. And then, and then and then my then boyfriend broke up
The
with
Jew.
me.
The Jew. No, sorry.
Well, the relationship didn't last, but I had no regrets.
Did you stay Jewish?
Well, it's funny because just like in that Sex and the City episode, the rabbi then said, there are other members of the community that I would love to introduce you to.
Oh my God. So you're
And-
telling the rabbi that you broke up, and he still wants to keep you Jewish and set you up.
Yeah,
That's the most Jewish thing ever.
And so I remember going to some of these gatherings. and-
Oy vey, how depressing were those guys?
It
Sorry, Jewish male events are so sad. I'm so sorry. They are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I work in finance. I like my mom does my laundry. No, it's not good.
No, that's an Italian boy.
Oh, sorry, you're right.
Oh,
Jewish guy be like, I think I just send, I don't know, my housekeeper comes once a week to take my dry cleaning. And then I leave it in the bags, and then they, I wear them from like my closet looks like the dry cleaning rack. No, that was just my husband.
But you know what? Everything happens for a reason. And I thought, for me, it was a great educational experience. I regret none of it. And
I met you right after that happened.
Yeah. No, and sometimes the wrong person can open the right door.
Everything
Oh, I
happens
love
for a
that. The
reason.
wrong person can open the right door.
Everything is a bridge to another thing.
Yes.
And
If you can see life like that, so many people, they can't. They're so in their head. I mean, we're so
but
heavily
this is where
medicated,
humor
so we're
comes
lucky.
in. I mean, there were so many funny moments, and like, of course, not in the moment, but in hindsight, I'm like, there's so much great comedy material in all of this. And then, things with my mother were getting worse. Her health was not improving. And that's when I decided I would move to Europe, because then she got treatment in Europe, in Italy, and I wanted to be closer to her. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go find a job in Europe, whatever.
That's
job
when you
I
were
can
Emily
get.
in Paris.
And then I moved to Paris because there was an opening at Chanel.
I worked at Dior. That was the worst summer. I mean, I met a friend who I love, but I fucking hated fashion. I was like, this is nuts.
I didn't like fashion at all. And I was so this was my first time working in the corporate world. In corporate fashion, because I had worked in the corporate world in film, but it's such a different environment. And
Sucks your soul.
yeah, I was worried that I wouldn't be taken seriously if people found out that I had this comedy background.
Oh,
So I
She deleted all her fucking
I
shit.
deleted every trace of myself.
isn't that a shame? Because
Yeah, I'm really. That was stupid.
that should be a benefit. That should be and in addition
No,
to
but
being
I
a
agree.
badass at work,
They were, first of all, they hated me because I was the new girl, and
You're still
even
an
though I was-
American.
and
I'm
you're
still
so
an American.
pretty. Maybe they were threatened by you.
No, they still think
They
you're
called me
l'Américaine.
they called me l'Américaine.
Oh, you were
this is why
you were
I
Emily
relate
in
to-
Paris.
I relate to her so much.
Emily in Paris.
Yeah, because
That's
I
exactly
know
what they did to her.
I know what that's like.
Prada,
Even
they
though I
just treat you
fluent
dirt.
French, but if I had a solution for something, it was like, oh, what is the American thing? Like,
Right. Are you trying to change
I
us
wasn't
now?
allowed to have an opinion.
Well, because also in at least French companies, they move very slowly, like escargot. Slow.
Yes.
You know, like they don't change. And Americans, I think or especially New Yorkers, we're sort of
And I
we
always
see
felt like
the opportunity.
Americans, this is what I love about the American mindset. We Americans are very solution oriented people.
At least
there's
New Yorkers. I don't know
there's
about
a
everybody.
problem. Let's find a solution.
Yes.
Let's work towards a solution. In Europe, at least in France and in Italy, from my experience, there's a problem. Let's either run away from it, pretend it doesn't exist, or let's figure out how to make it bigger. Like,
Yeah.
and keep complaining about it and doing nothing about it. Like that's.
So
it-
how is living in Venice for you?
I mean, I love Venice. It's beautiful, but it moves. It moves at the pace of a gondola.
It's slow.
It's very.
A lot of pigeons, I feel like.
Yeah,
A fucking lot of pigeons there.
aren't as badass there as they are in New York. I feel like in New York, a pigeon lifts its wing and there's like Rolex watches. And
Yeah.
like, it's
So wait,
yeah. sell you things.
this
That's
is
so
gonna
true.
rip-
Oh
wait,
my god! I'm sorry, I was just thinking, but that's amazing. A pigeon like opening its wing with like fake purses.
Yeah,
Trying to
that's
sell
like
it?
a New York pigeon. The
Yeah.
Venetian pigeons.
The
are-
Venetian pigeons are what? Here's pasta.
So do you speak fluent Italian?
Yes.
And
She's-
fluent French?
Yeah.
Because you knew that as a child because your parents.
Yes, and I went to the Lycée Français here up until high school. And then because at the time they did not prepare you for the SATs. I remember all my friends in the
Did you have a
American
horizontal backpack?
school. I did.
It's so weird. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
All the French kids, it's like, and
With little
actually
buckles.
makes sense, more
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
They have like in France, they have it looks like
I
a
did.
briefcase,
Yeah.
but it's on your back.
Yeah, it's a briefcase with straps.
It's a briefcase with straps. That's your Elise.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know, it makes sense. It really does. Ooh, it's okay. We lost the light. We're gonna look a
But-
little less attractive now.
No, I think less lighting sometimes is better.
I agree. It's
More-
moodier.
Everyone, as Oscar Wilde said, everyone looks better in the fog.
Oh, I love that. I also
Mm.
another Oscar Wilde quote is I have what am I? It's like I have I don't have something with taste.
Oh,
You know
I
what I'm
have
saying?
very simple taste. I
like
only like the best.
I feel like I'm kind of I feel that's me.
Yeah, that is you.
Like I pretend I'm like Sally from Harry Met Sally.
you don't even pretend to be low maintenance.
No, but I kind of am like that. I
Not
kind of pretend to be
really.
like I'm a little bit. I know I'm not. I'm high maintenance.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
you
met
are.
my husband in New York, but he's from Friuli, and then the
Can you
pandemic.
say it again? Friuli.
Friuli.
I could not
Friuli.
be with your husband because I would not be able to pronounce where he's from. It'd be like,
But that's because you're not
imagine If I
Italian.
was married to someone and I couldn't pronounce their hometown.
I could see that. Say it again.
Friuli.
Friuli. Friuli.
Friuli.
Friuli.
And then the pandemic hit, and he was stuck in Italy. I was stuck in New York. The borders were closed, and then finally, when the borders reopened 6 months later, I was like, okay, you can't come back here, but I can go there. But I was so scared of being stuck. He lived in the same building as his mother. And
Ooh.
She's the mother of all
Welcome to
Italian
my
mothers.
world.
I mean,
What does that mean? Oh yeah, she lives in the same building as her mother-in-law.
how do you do it? Well, maybe she's nice.
She is nice.
Okay, so
I
that's
mean-
lucky.
No, I thought you were going to say, I won't come over unless we're engaged because I don't want to convert again.
No, that's funny, but no, she's not Jewish by blood, so that's why she went over. If she was Jewish by blood, she's like, I want a ring or I'm not doing it. right? I'm not, as Eddie Murphy said, I'm gonna pussy
at
trap
the
you.
time, I was so anxious to leave New York because New York looked like
It was a fucking hell apocalypse.
It was apocalyptic and
How does it look to you now?
better, much better.
It was horrible.
It was really scary.
I'm lying. I was living in the Hamptons, but I imagine it to be horrible.
Well, I
came for a
living
doctor's
in the
appointment.
East Village, and it got bad. Like it was not an easy time, and I was living alone, and I was terrified. I mean, there were people throwing bricks through people's windows, and I was on the mezzanine level, so like
That's
I thought,
scary.
oh my god,
Yeah.
And I was living alone. And I thought, oh my God, if someone breaks into my house, like, because my neighbor her house got broken into and she was assaulted.
That's scary.
But anyway, so then I was happy to arrive but I said to Andrea, my husband, and we were not even engaged at the time, but I said, I'm not leaving New York for the middle of nowhere. And I said, even though I'm scared here and it's a scary time, like I'd rather be here alone than be anywhere near your mother.
So how did you
Wait, did you feel
And
this
so
strongly
we
because you knew his mom and she was
Yeah.
terrible?
Yeah, obviously, if she was amazing, she wouldn't say that.
Yeah. No, I knew his mother, and she's a piece of work. Let's just put it that way.
Ooh.
Is she funny?
Is she old?
I've turned her into a caricature.
In your head?
That's how I do.
Does she wear like a big apron and like a Leone Balone?
everything? Like, okay, just the first time I ever met her, she started crying because she was worried that I was taking him away and that he was going to move to America. and
That's
stay
the
with me.
best. That is the best
She
thing
was
I've ever
crying.
heard.
Like,
Yeah.
and her mascara was running. Like
That's really
Oh
scary.
my
That's like, see, a
gosh.
Jewish woman might feel that way, but she's not going to show it.
people relate to what's true. It's like, and going back to this thing of
Yes.
not forcing anything. You know,
Yes.
the truth is not something forced. The truth is the truth.
No,
So-
it's also like, even with Eddie Murphy, circling it back to Raw, which
Yeah.
inspired you, you know, when he's talking about, he's like, oh, all the men out here, they want to fuck other women, right?
yeah.
Oh, look at you, all men going, yeah. And the women are all angry. Like, he's like, and he's just, that's the truth. Like, it's how.
I know. And then at one point he's like, he's saying that some of the women are like, not my men.
Yes,
And
oh,
he's
you're,
like-
you're
he's
fucking
like,
mannish. And you're like, all you men are nodding. Actually, the best joke from that was when he talks about the woman who married someone rich and then wanted half.
Oh yes. I
Right?
love
He's like,
that.
fucking, the guy had 350 million when you married him. You ain't no housewife. Well, your only job is to fuck your husband. On your W-2 is fuck my husband. That's it. You ain't got you ain't cleaning one dish. You know, he's like, all you housewives looking at me like, oh, I want half. I'm not talking about you.
He's so brilliant. But that's the thing. Like you're taking these
it's
truths
so
and magnifying
true.
them. You're magnifying the
He's
truth.
like, what you gonna do? Work at a boutique and make $70? Now I have $357 million. That movie. So now, like,
so
it's so good.
Yeah.
But
So
you know,
good.
some people, I was trying to
It's
watch.
also physical. It's like Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you can be physically expressive that way, that's part of what makes a great comedian.
Yeah, like he does Bill Cosby on that.
Oh
Remember?
yeah,
It's-
so good.
he's
His
like-
image. Well, I love impersonations.
Me too. Because it's so amazing when somebody can really transform into somebody. And he
Yes.
does.
Another comedian who's amazing is Mario Cantone.
Oh,
Are you familiar with him?
Yes, I am.
He does amazing impersonations of Liza Minnelli and Judy Garland. I don't know if
Oh,
you've seen
wow.
I
them.
know, but I do love. Did you watch the Liza with a Z documentary? That was great.
No,
It was.
I
You
need
would
to
love
watch
it. It was fabulous. No, I do love the comedians who can do impersonations. 'Cause that's like not like a Jerry thing, Jerry Seinfeld, but like Jim Carrey's amazing. Robin Williams was great.
Oh, Robin Williams was
I mean,
one of
Chris Rock.
yeah.
but Eddie Murphy when he does Bill Cosby or Michael Jackson was real in this it was so funny because he's like Mike. He's like everybody talking around town and saying Michael wants to talk to you. I'm like I ain't scared of Michael. Michael weighs $1.05. I ain't scared of that guy. Moonwalk out away from him. You know, it's just funny. It's really
It is.
But his Bill Cosby, I can't do the Bill Cosby, but it's
I know.
really good.
I know.
Oh my gosh. We just laughed straight for an hour and it is so uplifting and energizing.
It's the best
It's
medicine.
the best.
I agree.
That's
Laughter
my
is the best
favorite
medicine.
people
I
are
agree.
people
Unless you have
who I laugh
diarrhea.
with.
Yeah, that's true.
Does
that make you
It's
shit?
not going to help you.
That's true.
My favorite
That's
people
true.
always, and like through my career, the people I work with, But what's sort of interesting when I think about my corporate context is like,
Nobody was funny.
that's why I prefer to work with men. Men would make me laugh and be so funny. And women in the workplace weren't given that permission. Maybe that's why you left your humor at the door, because it was, I can barely think of a woman
Because
who
you
I
want
was
to be
like,
taken
I
seriously.
love being with you in a meeting because you are making me laugh. Whereas I had male bosses where I was laughing so hard I have to excuse myself from the meeting because I was going to pee my pants.
Yeah, that's probably why I didn't last in
It's true.
corporate.
It's kind of unfair how I remember, well, my grandmother, especially my mother's mother, she was convinced that I would never find a husband because I was doing stand-up comedy. And because this is such
It was so unladylike.
So unladylike. It's not an elegant thing to do. And it's true. It's not a ladylike thing.
No.
And it's not, comedy is, at least in the context of stand-up, it is a man's world. It's
Or an ugly
you're in a
lesbian.
bar it's
Yeah.
like it's a bar or a basement. People are drinking while you're speaking to them, and I have to say I didn't love that part about it. You have to be on the road a lot,
And you make like $20 for like one set.
It ultimately, as much as I loved it, and I still feel the itch, and I always feel an urge to get back on stage and back behind the mic. It's not, I knew at one point, because I was cast on Last Comic Standing on the NBC show.
Oh my God.
Wow.
You didn't do it?
No, I did 1 or 2 episodes, and then the rest of the show would take place in LA. And in that moment, things were not improving with my mother's health, and this was before Chanel. And so I was like, all right, I'm not going to pursue this anymore. And then I changed, like my life changed. I ended up in fashion for several years, took a big detour. And then at one point when I turned 30, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to die of a heart attack. Like, this fashion business is killing me.
Right.
My diet literally consisted of coffee and cigarettes. And I was like, if I were to die tomorrow, what would it be for? Like, for feathers and sequins?
Right.
Like, that's not enough for me. Like, I want to, if I'm going to like struggle, it has to be for something that I feel very passionate about. And especially after my mother passed, I realized, life is so short, and things, and that whole experience also short, like everything can change in an instant. Like, it's so important to pursue your passions and to do things that bring meaning to life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And for me, that is comedy, that is storytelling, and comedy is how I make sense of the world.
And before we wrap, what are you like? Are you working on anything now that's exciting you?
Mic'd and Medicated.
Well, obviously you're going to be writing our screenplay.
So honored that you asked me to be here, because
oh my God,
this is my
of course.
first podcast,
and you crushed it.
And you make it so easy. So thank you.
Oh my God,
But,
you make it easy.
Thanks. I am working on a romantic comedy that takes place in Italy.
Ooh.
Which I'm very, very excited about, and a horror film that also takes place in Italy, but in Venice in the 1970s. Because I like to, and I love stories that deal with heartbreak and humor and heartbreak. I feel like
it goes together.
Humor and
Comedy
heartbreak,
as armor, baby.
Well, grief and comedy are the best dance partners.
Talk about horror. That's my daughter banging on the door.
Okay, I think B is telling us to wrap.
Well,
I just want to say you are so inspiring.
I feel like this was like real, because you're a Jew, Bashert moment. And we don't know how to write a screenplay, but we know we want to be in it and contribute. And I feel like this is the right match.
I would love to write. I can write so much for you girls.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Are you ready to be famous, the three of us?
Woohoo! Yes.
We got to think of a good production name, like Medicated. And
thank you, everyone listening.
Grazie.
Grazie, merci.
Oh, merci, grazie mille. I'll do the Susie Essman. Thank you fucking idiots, for listening to us.
Merci
Fuck
beaucoup.
you. Fuck you all.
And with that,
Mic drop.